got the outstanding rebar delivered from our very friendly local builders merchant the other day. And Ricky here is just setting up the journey because we need to get chopping it down.
Yes, so we're going to start with the front and the back walls. Although they're the biggest and the longest and potentially it's going to be the heaviest rebar, it's also the most simple construction because the other ones are on angles and yeah, we've never done this before, like most things. So we think we're going to start with that one, figure it out, give us a bit of confidence boost. Let's get chopping. So I'm just removing these. I think people thought when we first made this form that these were going to be the only things bracing the form when we put concrete in. We didn't really plan on using these as braces. This was more, so when we were putting these long boards up, this would just hold it in place whilst we got everything else attached. We haven't got these going on the up and overs on the gable. But for now, all of these need to come off because we need to be able to lower the rebar in.
People ask us from time to time how we have the skills or learn what we need to do with this building. This is the answer.
The University of YouTube. Currently watching some guy in Africa who obviously just ties stirrups for a job, going at about 1,000 miles an hour, so I have to put it at 0.25 speed to even stand a chance of watching what he's doing. I think I've got it though. I have to put it to the test. Under. Up around there. Up. Twist. Okay, so I think we've got it. The first attempt, as you can see, is a bit loosey-goosey, but the second one, much tighter. So hopefully by the time we get to the fourth or fifth, we'll be smashing them out. But it's definitely going to be a bit awkward doing this. This was just like a test run, but trying to do this when this piece of metal is like nearly 6 meters long and jiggling all about the place is going to be tough. Victoria suggested maybe we get some tie wraps and we'll sort of tie wrap the end ones and a middle one just to get it right, and then we'll do the others and take the tie wraps off when necessary. If I remember rightly, this type of tie, or the way to tie it, is called a saddle wrap. Like you can see how it wraps underneath and then comes over the top. Saddle as in like put a saddle on a horse. Yeehaw. Hey girl.
Superstar DJ. You don't know the lyric?
Here we go.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good.
You come here often? most of this shade we've got at the moment. We actually thought that we'd both be able to work on the rebar, but it's jiggling around so much and we only have one set of scaffold, so I can't be working on the opposite wall, which is a shame. But I actually have no idea how many of these we need. We need about 100 of them, 80 to 100 on the front wall, so I guess the same on the back. Yeah, probably about maybe 350, 400 of them, so plenty of snipping for me to do. Luckily I have a very, very cute colleague on this production line. Is that nice, buddy? Yes? I'm not skiving, but I'd like a peek at your work.
Come on up.
Ready for the big reveal. Oh wow! Oh no, that does look professional. I am very impressed by this. I was a little bit sceptical about what I was going to find though, because from down there I heard a lot of grunting and groaning. But yeah, good work, good work. Can I have a better look from over there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to try and squeeze by.
Okay, we've only got one 30 centimetre wide platform up on the scaffold at the moment, so it all gets a bit intimate up here.
We have got a second one, but we find it a bit awkward to get up and down with two on in the same place, so we're going with one, but now it's definitely a squeeze to get past. Oh.
Yep.
Near, far, I'm flying, Jack.
All right, Rose. Are you paying attention? I'll show you how to do it a few times and then you can take over, okay?
Which way are we going? Towards us? And again? Perfect. Okay, so it's day 2 doing this rebar. To be honest, yesterday was a little bit slower than we anticipated. I didn't really realise how long it was going to take to do all the different ties. Obviously, that was the longest length we did yesterday. We need to do the same thing again for the back wall, and simultaneously, one of us is also going to make a start on the gables. So, lots to be doing, lots to be tying. Time to get measuring up and cracking on. Right, so Victoria didn't actually get to tie any yesterday, so I'm going to give her a quick little demo and then can set her off doing the cages for the gable ends. You ready to tie?
Ready, I think.
Okay, so first thing you need to do, slide on all your stirrups down, and where you have the ends here, you alternate that. So this will always be at the top, and what you basically want is if that one is there on the left, the next one will be on the right, okay?
Okay. It's taken me back to music class at school where all I was able to use was the little triangle.
Folded end, underneath and in.
Okay, I've forgotten. Diagonally over.
Yeah.
Ooh. Back up.
Yeah.
Diagonally across and start twizzling.
Twizzle the two. How's that?
Piece of pie. finished my first attempt. How does it look from up there in 2 words?
Very professional.
Too kind. Not a bad morning to work.
So we're just having a break, letting the dogs out. It's very hot today, so we're just keeping them inside because it's not really fair to have them out with us. We're going to come back out again and carry on this afternoon for a bit. Probably I'll go a bit longer. Victoria's going to take Poppy to the vet for her vaccinations, so that'll stop proceedings for you for the day a bit early.
Yes. I'm definitely taking an ice pack down my back. So I was going to say my pants. I didn't mean that. No, just down the back. Well, it's a treat. I just spotted that the cucumber plants have got about another 7 flowers on them. They're very, very pretty, but unfortunately the plants are too small to actually support the fruit at the moment. So I am going to have to decapitate them, as brutal as that sounds, because it is for the good of the plant.
Next step, we have Victoria's finished the rebar that's going to go in the gable end. So this is one side. We've left the stirrups off here because this is where it's going to go up and meet the kind of apex on the gable. And here we want to have an overlap of rebar. So we want to have the cage on the top of the wall, and then there's going to be an amount of rebar that comes down, and these will be tied together. So it will join the up and over of the gable all together. The overlap's going to be about 50 centimetres. They say as a rule of thumb, the overlap should be no less than 40 times the diameter of the rebar. Well, this rebar is 12 mil, so we're going to do 50 centimetres-ish overlap, maybe a bit more, but we need to figure out the angle. So I'm going to get up on the scaffold, get the good old angle finder in the phone out, because that's pretty accurate, find out what that angle is, and then we need to start making the top cage and bending some metal. They're literally dead on. I'm so happy with that. I thought it would be like a tiny bit off. Yeah, both sides.
How's that happened?
Oh my. And that way. And that way.
It's a miracle!
Yeah. Can't believe that, to be honest.
Nor can I.
28. Yeah. 28 degrees. It worked.
That little jig is so good. It's so much stronger than I thought it was going to be.
Like me. Well, that little boost of confidence was short-lived, let's say, because we bent this first one, thought we'd better just check the angles before we bend the others, and I'm blimmin' glad we did, because I've never used like this square before to get an angle, and because of the way we were set up to bend the bar, I sort of set it up going from this point, thinking it passes through here and goes there and we can read the right angle. Turns out you need to read it from this point because it doesn't actually go off at 45 to there. So the angle's a bit wrong. So that one's for the scrap pile. Time for take 2. Hopefully we get it right this time.
It's quite nice because we are slowly but surely getting back our floor space in here that was completely occupied by all the rebar, but we haven't got that much to spare. So Ricky, measure thrice, please. Good?
Wow, perfecto.
You're a good girl, dog, buddy.
How'd you get on?
Do you want to know? 4-6.
She was sick 4 times.
Yeah, that's another way to phrase it. Come on. Good girl. Yeah.
Hello, Bob.
She was a good girl in the vet though. She had a big weight. So the front and the back walls are complete with rebar in position, and we've spent the last few hours just finishing off the cages for the gable ends. I must admit, my first attempt, maybe I was trying to be a bit overconfident, but looking back, it was a bit wonky. But from the first to the final attempt, my final cage definitely looks more professional. So the next step is to get them up and in place.
And it's going to be a bit of a tricky job because firstly, we're working at height. Second of all, we're working with angles, and we've got 3 pieces that all need to interlink together and then tie those 3 pieces together. So seems like it's going to be a small task, but the little voice in the back of my head is telling me that this is going to take a lot longer than we think. I'm confident we can pull it off though. You might not seem it to you guys in this video, but it's been a long few days for us trying to do this. It's been pretty intricate work, doing all these ties, dealing with hot rebar that's been getting cooked in the sun. Also, let me just show you this. I don't even know why I'm bothering wearing these gloves anymore. I mean, look at that.
They've earned the money.
Yeah, but yeah, rebar is now done, in place, and I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.
I'm very happy.
Yeah, it was definitely worthwhile. It's going to add a lot of strength to the walls and the structure of the building. It's also really good for spreading the load of the roof across all of the walls as well. But everything comes at a price. In this instance, it's that this has added on a fair bit of time to the kind of time scale we put in for doing this project. But, you know, like I say, I think when we look back on it, we'll consider it was well worth it.
Definitely. And we can now see it coming together. And the final and next step is going to be pouring all that concrete.
That's a job and a half, but again, a big milestone, so looking forward to it.